welcome back to TFE, a weekly news podcast in which we give our thoughts, feelings, and emotions on the latest gaming, film, tech, streaming, and other random crap we feel like. I am your host, Dan, and I'm joined with you, as always, by my co-host, Danny, who's doing something stupid, apparently. He's now adjusting his webcam for some reason. Did you just load up your PlayStation?
Huh? What? No.
Are you... Like, this man is currently in a serious situation right now, and he's just playing his PlayStation while recording a podcast.
No, I didn't set it up now, and it works, and Destiny 2 is installed and whatnot. Hey, no, that's not a thing. I didn't do that.
Anyway, getting on into the show, this week we are talking about Beyblades, the movie, PSVR2 full reveal, and your life flashing right before your eyes. But first off, we're gonna just talk about Ukraine situation. If you do not know, Russia has done unjustifiably gone into Ukraine, which is a very sad situation right now. Not much you can do, but, just protest and just cut off all Russian money. Don't support the Russian government. There you go. And hack them. For the best thing you can do. And listen to this podcast. Just because we need listeners. Yeah. But, just spread the word out. Make everyone aware that that's the best way you can do this. Got to get the Russian people.
Sorry, I was adjusting my microphone because the little cover thing broke.
Anyway, talking about Destiny, we are going on to rapid reviews. And this week, we are going to talk about The Witch Queen initial impressions.
Yeah, it's out. We've been playing it.
Yeah. This, I think...
Several hours of our lives have been dedicated to this game.
I think it's the best... In terms of initial impressions, I think it's the best Destiny 2 DLC.
It's certainly better than Beyond Light.
Yes, I think everyone can agree it's better than Beyond Light. If it's better than Forsaken, I don't know. I personally am enjoying it more.
What is going on?
What are you doing?
My PC's freaking out. Because it's updated and everything's just...
Thank you. Well, thank you for this, professionalism in this podcast.
Right, okay, hang on. You're all swapping places.
Thank you. Yeah, so I have completed the main campaign. We'll not spoil anything. Danny has not
haven't.
Yet.
I have been having to go back and forth between playing it myself, solo, and then having other people join randomly and want to play it. So I've just been jumping back campaigns. So I've done it a lot. And it's hard. If you're doing it on Legend difficulty, it's difficult.
It is really difficult, and there's this one boss fight that I think Danny's currently stuck on. I tried to help him with earlier. Well, the boss just one-shots you.
On him.
It just one-shots you. It's such a pain in the ass.
Well, we have the way to do it. It's just we need 3 people.
I don't think you need 3 people as much as you need the hunter tether ability, because that sort of slows them down a little bit.
Yeah, but you also want the healing rift and the other one you have.
Get that water dawn. It comes in handy.
You power up and then you're healing and then you're tethering. So all 3 would combine would just basically fuck it.
Yeah, the water dawn's good though for when it becomes immune, because then you can just sort of survive that little bit of onslaught.
But yeah, if you want to know the stats, basically, all of last year when Beyond Light came out, I played 14 hours. Apparently, according to my PlayStation stats. And then this one, I've probably overtaken that immediately.
Yeah, I think Destiny has become my most played game on Steam by a significant margin. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. And we will hopefully do a TBO on a full review of the campaign
once
and
I finish the campaign, yes. Once I finish the campaign and once we've gone several more hours into it and we can give our overall, impressions, reactions, do some more stuff, do some raids maybe, get some strikes done. Do the content, because do a significant amount, not just the main story, because it might be boring after. Who knows? Yeah.
So next up, we are going into Stream That Movie News into my head, and we're going to talk about the trailer of the week. And the trailer of the week is The Fairly Odd Parents, Fairly Odder. Do you remember this TV show?
Yeah, I watched it occasionally. It wasn't my favorite, but I did watch it.
I did enjoy it as a child, the original. But yeah, this looks terrible.
Apparently they have a kid, the fairies.
They do. That's later on. I never was aware of.
I never knew that until recently, and then it's oh, okay, and it's purple.
Yeah,
which is fun. I don't know, it was weird, but yeah, this is a live action hybrid with animation not reboot continuation. It looks like with an adult live action Timmy Turner. And then his kids, and then his kids get the fairies, but they don't have their baby. So is their baby in school or something? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's weird, and I don't like it.
It looks horrible. It's a Paramount Plus exclusive, I think.
Like the acting, I know they're kids, but it seems so wooden. It really does.
Yeah. It's certainly interesting. Yeah, it's a Paramount Plus TV show coming March 31st, 2022. And it's, I guess, also he's still wearing pink. He's still wearing like an adult, like a full pink hat.
Yeah, they look weird.
It's like a grown man. Also, their friend's got crutches all the time because he's broken his leg. It's just a weird show. It looks really, really weird. It just, I don't know how to feel. But
yeah, it is. Why did they have to ruin it, man?
Well, they always do that. They always had unnecessary reboots. It's like, but yeah, I tried watching this trailer, but it's region locked to America only because it's Paramount Plus. So you have to watch it on a spin-off one.
That's quite funny.
It's just like, why? Why would you do that? Like, let more people see how terrible this fucking show looks.
But moving on into some other movie news, there wasn't a lot this week, but Beyblade's live-action movie is in development from POTC's Jerry Bruckheimer.
Do you know what POTC stands for, Dan?
I do not.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's the only reason I put that in.
I did recognize Jerry Bruckheimer from Pirates of the Caribbean, but I never connected the dots.
Yeah. Did you ever play Beyblades?
I didn't play them, but I know of them.
Did you ever watch the anime?
No, of course not.
Dan, you would have loved the anime.
Would I?
It was the worst thing imaginable, but it was so entertaining. Because it's just people fucking letting it rip with the Beyblades. And the animation style is horrible. And it looks ugly as fuck. Like, that was my childhood, man. And apparently there's still like a load of more Beyblade stuff. And I'm just like, But yeah, I played Beyblades. Our school used to have Beyblade, like the little competitions and shit that you did.
Yeah, I remember.
And I had this one of because you could get ones that you had little remote controls for, so you could actually control your Beyblade. So it kind of like tilted it to one side so it would move, so you could actually like avoid your friend's Beyblade attacks. It's fucking sick, man. Also, if you get a really chunky one with metal, I imagine they got banned because they just had bits of metal that just spun off and broke and hit people in the fucking legs and just chipped into them. They were dangerous, like the early days ones. They were great, just spinning death things. But yeah, I like that.
Wow, talking about spinning death metal, Real Series and that's not right. Real Steel series has been announced, but it won't be filming this year.
Did you ever watch the movie, Dan?
I did not.
So it's basically huge. So do you know what it is?
I know wasn't like a guy trying to build a robot with a kid or something?
So Real Steel is Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Is a ex-boxer who has robots that box, and he's down on his luck, and then his kid comes back from his ex-wife or like ex-partner who dies, who has died, and then the kid comes over, and the sister of the kid's husband gives money to the dad to basically go, look, you take the kid whilst we go on holiday, and then because you don't want the kid. He, like, at the beginning of the movie, he doesn't want the kid. And then he kind of just gives the kid over for some money, gets money, and then looks after the kid. And then on that adventure, they find a old training bot, and then they build that up, and then it goes into a bunch of fights, and then it fights the big bad robot at the end. It's a good movie. I like it.
It does sound quite...
I don't know how you turn this into a TV series, unless you're going to follow the same story and just drag it out a bit more, but...
Well, Sean Levy says they're still on the search for the writer, and it will not be filming this year.
Yeah, so he directed the first one. He also did the Free Guy, I think. He's done a lot of the Ryan Reynolds movies that came out recently. So he's a good director. I like him. He does fun, entertaining movies.
I'm talking about fun and entertaining movies, Justice League. But not really, because Zack Snyder wants everyone to vote for Army of the Dead at the Oscars.
So yeah, he's done Free Guy, he's doing the Adam Project for Netflix, he did Night at the Museums, he did Real Steel, he did The Internship, and a bunch of other stuff. Hey, there's a Real Steel 2 in development? Crazy.
Thank you.
But yeah, Oscars. The Oscars added a fan category.
Yeah.
So you can vote for what movie you want to be number one. And so it immediately got overtaken by Zack Snyder fans to put Justice League, the Snyder Cut in. However, due to a technicality, it doesn't count as a movie that came out for that year.
Is it because it came out as a
because it's a re-release of a movie,
Oh,
so it doesn't count. It's like a remake of a movie, so it doesn't count. So that's then immediately after that, Zack Snyder fans were like, put Army of the Dead, because that came out and that's a Zack Snyder film. So we should get Zack Snyder an Oscar. And so it's immediately been taken over by Oscar Zack Snyder fans. Also, apparently, the Cinderella movie that Amazon made with Carmilla Calbino or whoever the fuck her name is also in the running for the top contender.
Oh, yeah.
And a bunch of other bad movies have immediately taken the running to be number one fan favorite because the Oscars didn't think this through and didn't realize that people would campaign hard for meme movies.
Yeah, it just shows that people at the Oscars are idiots and don't know the real world.
Yeah, because like everyone was going to go, oh yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home would win it because it's the biggest movie of all time. But because they let people fucking vote, we get fucking... I guess it would just be every Marvel movie every year, that's the thing. So
yeah, probably would actually. Yeah, you're right there.
But I'm just like, oh yeah, now the alternative is just bad movies. Bad movies will win. But yeah, so that's just the Oscars. The Oscars are so out of touch. Also, they're cutting a bunch of categories from the film, filming of it. They're just gonna, yeah, they're trying to make it appeal to more people because the Oscar viewership has been going down every year for like the last 10 years or so. And because no one gives a shit about the Oscars anymore. It's just the dumbest awards show.
I feel like there should be an award for the highest grossing film as well.
Maybe.
Because I know that we clearly follow, like, you know, the films, but people who watch the Oscars probably don't.
No, they do, because they have to watch a lot of films too. It's just the art house ones. Because they have to watch them if they watch, because they do get nominated superhero movies.
Yeah, but like I said, I feel like, you know, being the most grossing film of that year deserves an achievement, regardless of what the film is.
There will always be a superhero movie. So
I know it will always be, but it's still an achievement, nonetheless.
Yeah, I know, but it should. But yeah,
I never know. It might be Avatar
I've
too.
never watched.
Just to remind you that it's coming out this year.
Yeah, my mind was so happy, and then you've had to crush it with. I was enjoying Destiny, and then no, Avatar. Ugh.
It's coming back.
But yeah, I just don't. I don't think anyone cares about the Oscars anymore, and their attempts at being the cool kid are failing and backfiring on them heavily.
Yes, and that is it for our movie news. But we're going to go on to our NFT news. Yay!
Yay. I found some stuff.
What did you find?
So Gabe Newell banned NFTs from Steam due to sketchy behavior and out-of-control fraud.
Ah, yes. Almost like NFTs are bad.
Yeah. So I'm guessing this just means that there aren't going to be many... Well, because Steam's basically just letting anything through nowadays. They're letting porn games on. They're just...
Oh, yeah. There's just no filter. You pay us money, you can have a game on there.
Yeah. And so they're basically just going, oh yeah, these are just absolute scams. So even Steam, the people who let porn on there are like, no, bad NFTs. And I'm just like, yes, good. More people should be doing this. Which hopefully means Ubisoft gets... I mean, Ubisoft has their own launcher, don't they? So they don't technically have anything on Steam, do they?
I don't think so. Not any of the new releases anyway. I think EA do, though.
Yeah, EA's got like Battlefield on it, haven't they?
Yeah, because so EA have got Origin and Steam, but they don't. Not all on both. It's weird.
And they're on Game Pass, so if we can get Microsoft to ban them, then they'll have to ban EA from their own store. Although EA hasn't done anything yet.
No, wow.
I wonder if that affects Bandai Square Enix, because Square Enix are the one who wants NFTs.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
But I imagine it's just the games that people set up as NFT games, like those shitty you buy our NFTs and they'll be in the game and you can play the game and you'll get, because there's I think a Pixelmon game had released and it raised like $1 million or 1.7 million or something like that, and then immediately got people saw the screenshots and then they immediately pulled the plug on it.
Yes.
It was just like, yeah. And speaking of more NFTs getting pulled the plug on, 1.7 million in NFTs stolen in an apparent phishing attack on OpenSea users.
Yeah, so I think
once again...
Yeah. OpenSea just seems to be filled with NFT scams.
Yep, and it's the biggest one, and also it's just every day or every week we're getting another big heist of NFTs because they're so easy to steal, apparently.
It's so stupid.
I generally don't know why people continue to pay money into this when clearly it's just not the future that is as secure as everyone thinks it is.
I mean, the thing is, you have been right. NFTs are clearly flawed.
Yeah. But this is the thing. It's 1.7 million, and apparently only like 17 to 15 people got affected. But it's 1.7 million, so it's just rich people being like affected. So I don't care too much.
Well, of course it's rich people, because who else can afford these NFTs?
Yeah, it
Who
is
else
just a big
would just afford that much money onto a digital artwork?
Yeah, it is just a scam. And I keep saying this, and I will continue to say this. Don't buy them because they have no value, even if someone puts value on them, because they're worthless.
Just give money to charity, all right? If you're going to waste the money, give it to charity.
Use it as a tax loophole.
Yeah.
Like every other business.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a Bored Ape. They stole Bored Apes.
Oh yeah, of course.
A spreadsheet compiled by blockchain security service Peak Shield counted 254 tokens stolen over the course of the attack, including tokens from Decentraland and Bored Ape Yacht Club, with the bulk of the attacks taking place between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. ET. Yeah, the estimated value stolen was 1.7. OpenSea initially said 32 users had been affected, but later revised that number to 17, saying 15 of the initial count had been interacted with the attacker but not lost tokens as a result. The attacker appears to have exploited a flexibility in the Wyvern protocol, the open source standard underlying most NFT smart contracts, including those made on OpenSea. And blah, 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 blah. NFTs bad. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about these anymore.
No, neither do I. So let's go on to, we've lost the controller of the news, and we're going to talk about Bethesda.net. Now, Bethesda is losing their launcher. They're going to sunset it, and they're going to migrate to Steam.
Yeah. So I imagine this is Microsoft's doing, which I'm confused by.
I was a bit surprised by this, actually.
'Cause...
But I thought they would go to the Windows store.
Well, I'm sure they will, because you got Halo Infinite on both, don't you?
I think so, yeah, you do.
Yeah, so I imagine they're just doing that. They're having their games on more platforms. And so it means Microsoft doesn't have to have the server hosting.
That's true. That is true.
Because they just pile it off onto Steam and just pay the Steam charges. But it's kind of like Destiny.
I still feel like eventually they're just going to put all the games onto Game Pass and Windows Store.
Well, they will. It will be like, oh, if you want to buy it on Steam because you don't want to buy Game Pass, you can pay us full price.
I suppose they know that most gamers still don't use Windows Store.
My question is, will they shut down Blizzard.net as well when they acquire Activision?
I would have thought so, yes.
Because that's the thing. If they're shutting down Bethesda, they don't need all these launchers, so they'll probably end up having to migrate all the CODs and everything to Steam as well.
Yeah, probably.
It's such a bitch, though. I remember trying to fucking get Destiny 2 like all of that when it was on Blizzard.
Yeah, that was an awkward situation as well, wasn't it? Because that was on Steam, then they migrated it to Blizzard, and then they went back to Blizzard to Steam again.
Yeah, and then you had to keep moving everything, and then you had to keep linking everything so it didn't fucking crash. Oh, it's a bitch.
So stupid.
This is why I've just stuck to PlayStation. I was just like, nah, I don't have to have all these launchers. I just have one store that has a monopoly on its service, as people keep trying to point out. And then people get mad at PlayStation's monopoly, but then you look at Microsoft's monopoly and you're like, why are we just letting all these companies have monopolies?
Yeah, I suppose the only advantage with Steam is that you can get sort of like the CD keys that aren't region locked so much.
Yeah.
So you can just get cheaper games from other countries.
Although I think Steam is going to start cracking down on keys.
Hopefully not, because those are nice. I like those.
I think game developers don't like them because people...
I'm not surprised.
People steal them and then give fake ones out and all of that, and it's like...
That's true, yeah.
I think Steam is trying to crack down on it, so I think Steam's getting rid of it at some point, maybe.
Shame, because I like getting my, 20% discount on Destiny each year. It's nice. But talking about Call of Duty and Blizzard, Call of Duty has reportedly been delayed by a year. This is the next one. This is Black Ops 5, let's call it.
Sure, yeah.
Because, I don't know, Cold War technically isn't one, so it's called Black Ops 5. Black Ops 5 has been delayed by a year.
It's finally happening.
Yeah, it's going to be a year without a COD, which is crazy. But that has led to rumors of there being a zombies game coming out, which would be a zombies only game. Now, we had a sort of a speculation about this, and I was sort of hoping to see another zombies open world game, but an open world game where the missions were like zombies maps.
Ah, right, here it is. As discovered by SteamDB, Valve has recently allegedly placed a limit on how often users can change their Steam account's country. Users can now only switch regions every 3 months, in addition to requiring a payment method that is registered to whichever country a user is purchasing from. So it's to stop people from like region swapping and then purchasing.
But you can still
cheaper
buy a key though.
Yeah, but I think that was what I was thinking of when.
Oh, you're talking about that, like actually buying it from Steam.
like the codes and stuff like that from Steam.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, but if you can buy them sort of third parties at cheaper prices.
Yeah, I still think they're doing something with that, but that was the quick Google search that I did on that.
But yeah, Call of Duty was delayed by a year.
Well, hopefully it gives them time to polish one, but I don't know.
But supposedly it's also, another rumor is it's going to be replaced by Warzone 2.
Ugh.
Which seems stupid to me, because considering Warzone's supposed to be this constantly developing
continuous, game. And it would be, 5 years that it's been out, if that's the case?
Yeah.
When did it come out? It's like 2019,
I'll say 4 years. It came out in
2019, right?
No, it came out in 2020.
Yeah, it was 2019.
No, Modern Warfare did, but Warzone didn't come out until February of 2020. Because Warzone was
March
delayed.
2020.
Yeah. It came out at the same time as lockdown.
That's why it got so popular.
That's exactly why it got so popular.
Because it was free and everyone was like, "Oh, I'm bored." Yeah, they launched that at the maybe Call of Duty caused the pandemic, so that people would play Warzone.
Well, you did make the joke saying we won't. The reason why COD's not coming out that year is because we'll all be at war. You never know.
Oh yeah, that was also my joke, but that was a joke that everyone else has said. So yeah, it sucks, man. I'm not gonna buy it anyway, so I don't care. It's just like, hey, look, COD's been delayed. Great. Gives people more time to pay money to COD and play Destiny.
Yeah, and continuing with sort of big brands, EA's CEO has been in the news for talking about the FIFA brand, saying just 4 letters on a box. I think this is due to do the FIFA
1 billion price.
Yeah, basically saying they're not going to pay it.
Yeah. So if I think we've covered this. EA basically was given the ultimatum by FIFA to pay 1 billion for the licensing of FIFA brand so that they could make the next FIFA game. And EA is like, no, why would we do that? We'll just continue to sell a football game that people will pay money for. It's not the brand, it's the game. So we'll call it FIFA.
I think it would just be called something like soccer
EA
2022
football.
or 2023.
Why would they call it soccer, Dan? It's football.
No, but that's what they will call it.
They'll region change it to America and call it soccer. But
hopefully, I'm hoping they do that. But I reckon they will call it soccer, though.
They'll do the Philosopher's Stone, Sorcerer's Stone, like they did for the Harry Potter books.
I forgot it's called different in America.
Yeah, because they didn't think people in America knew what a philosopher was. So they called it a sorcerer because it's wizards. Yeah, there's some fun changes when people region swap things.
Well, maybe they will change it. Hopefully it's not called Soccer 2023, but got a strong inclination it will be.
EA's football game where you pay a lot of money, and we've got NFTs now, 2022.
I wonder if they might just call it Foot 2020 or Foot 23.
Footer.
No, Foot is like because it's FUT. That's FIFA Ultimate Team.
Sure.
And that's very well known in the FIFA community, so they may just call it Foot.
Sure. I
mean, that would work.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know football well enough to discuss this. I just thought you'd know.
And then continuing with EA news, EA's published Knockout City is going free to play in spring, but without EA.
I like how you forget Apex is owned by EA as well.
Yeah, well, it's more the fact it was just EA in the title, right?
Yeah. But I just like, it's right after, and then you're like, no, I'll jump down free so I could get to EA again. But
I just saw EA, alright?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I played this game because it came out on PlayStation Plus for free. It's alright. I did think it was probably better as a free-to-play game, because I saw it was like 20 quid or something, and it was just like, no, this is kind of just a game you pick up and play. You don't really want to buy it.
Yeah, that's what I discovered as well. It did have fun playing it, though.
Yeah. I think they're just leaving EA as a publisher, though, as well. So I think it's just like,
Well, EA is a bit of a scummy publisher.
Yeah.
As we've discovered with Battlefield.
Yeah. Oh, they backtracked on their... they tried to backtrack on saying Halo was the cause of Battlefield being bad.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, but then voice recordings of the meetings and stuff were published. So it's just like, yeah, no, we didn't say this. Voice recordings of them saying it. Yeah, we didn't say this, right? Yeah. That was funny. Yeah, it's just interesting that this game that I thought should be free to play is becoming free to play. So
Well, it means I think I will be playing this again, though. I mean, I wouldn't be playing it regularly.
it is fun, but it's like
It's one of those games you go to and you fed up all your other games.
it's like when Fall Guys or Fall Guys, was it Fall Guys?
Yeah, I suppose Fall Guys. It's not free to play, but it's free on PlayStation at the time.
Yeah, well, it was like Rocket League when it was free on PlayStation. It became really big, and then they switched it to free to play so that more people would buy it or get it, basically.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't free to play, I would not be playing it regularly. I would not have my 26 daytime.
That's very sad, Dan.
Thank you.
More EA news because Dan wanted to skip it.
Yeah,
Apex Legends comes to mobile in a limited 10-country launch.
Yeah, so you know, all
I know
those-
you don't like Apex Legends.
I hate Apex Legends so much.
I'm not a big fan of it either. Don't worry about it.
I'm not
I
good
just don't
about
like
most battle royales. The only one I kind of do like is Warzone at the time when it came out.
See, I liked Fortnite. Fortnite was fun.
Fortnite is terrible.
Fortnite's terrible now. I had to go back to it because our friend wanted to play, and yeah, there's too much shit going on. It's just unless you've been following it, I have no fucking clue what's going on. There's vaults, there's secrets, there's the rocks in it apparently, and that makes me mad.
See, I liked Warzone for its simplicity. It was so simple. You just pick up a gun and shoot.
Apex is like that.
Well, no, because you've also got your
Old
your gun attachments as well that you can switch out and stuff.
Yeah, true.
And then there's like all of other things. Whereas when you pick up an attachment in COD, it just attaches to your gun automatically. There's no need to worry about switching it.
They attach automatically in Apex.
Yeah, but you can switch them. Like, you can switch sites and stuff. And it's just I don't like it. It's just too much.
I just can't get with the movement system.
And the movement's
Just
dead as well. Forgot about that one.
No, the movement's fast, and I'm just not used. I can't do it. I'm just bad at it. I don't think it's a bad game. I just think I'm bad at it.
Yeah, maybe. That's probably true for me as well, but I'm not willing to learn it.
Yeah, and then speaking of a game that I would be terrible at, Elden Ring is currently one of the best reviewed games in modern history. It launched
I've heard it's actually not that difficult. When I say not that difficult, I'm comparing it to other Souls games.
Yeah, it's slightly... I think they've kept the challenge, but they've lowered like the difficulty of it.
So I think Dark Souls is sort of known for when you die, it gets harder because you lose all your stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's easier to get your stuff back.
Maybe.
Because it's open world, right? So you can just go around killing things and come back again.
Yeah. The only thing I've seen is that on PC it was having performance issues and it got really badly reviewed on Steam because of the performance issues, because it was like frame rates and controllers and stuff like that when you plugged them in didn't work, and the button layouts didn't work and stuff like that. Apparently on PS5 and Xbox it was perfectly fine.
Yeah, I did think about buying Elden Ring, but then I thought, do you know what? I don't want to put myself through that.
You looked back at our attempt at playing Bloodborne and went, no.
Bloodborne, that was a terrible time. I remember trying to do that. I was like, this is not good. I can't do it.
I think I will get it eventually, but I'm not going to get it full price because it's just not something I want to pay for. There's too many games coming out. There's Horizon soon. There's this. There was Destiny 2. There was Sifu, which is like you fight people like Daredevil style down hallways, and then if you die, you get older, and then eventually you get so old and you get weaker as you get older, so you can't fight, and it's like one continuous fight sequence to get to the big bosses, and then you gotta try and do it. It looks fucking sick. I really want to play it, but I don't have the time or the effort or the money.
And then finally, talking about free stuff and money.
Mm-hmm.
Aperture Desk Job is a new free Portal spin-off.
Yeah, I think you do have to buy the Steam Deck to get this.
I wouldn't be surprised, but it does look interesting though.
Yeah, it's like an office job, and you just sit at a desk and then get stuff to test. That's
yeah.
fun. I love their spin-offs. Their spin-offs are fun. I wish Valve did a Portal 3. That would be great.
Well, I imagine it could probably run on phones.
Probably. They have their Portal Bridge Constructor game, which runs on mobile.
Yes, I do remember that now.
Yeah, I was bad at that. I just do not have the brain to...
the brain ability.
Yeah.
I think I played that when I had Game Pass, because I had a Game Pass for a month when it was like £1.
That's how I played it.
Yeah.
Aperture Jest Job. There it is. Aperture Jest Job requires a controller in order to play. Playing with a keyboard and mouse isn't supported. So yeah, you can play it, but you need a mouse and keyboard.
That's not what it said.
Nope, the other one.
You
need a
controller.
Yeah, I think it was built to run on a Steam Deck, so it wasn't built to use a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a fun. Launches March 1st, 2022.
Well, it looks like a nice little interesting game. So if you have a Steam Deck, you may want to buy it.
You don't need to buy it then. It's free.
Okay, get it then, Mr. Pedantic Bastard.
Thank you. And speaking of things to get done, PlayStation VR2.
Yes, they have actually revealed what the headset looks like, and it does confirm, because I don't think I saw this anywhere, that it's going to be using the same technology as Oculus is. Yeah, your webcam froze for a second, but we're back.
Yeah, I dropped my keyboard. And it started spasming like every thing imaginable. So that's going to be fun to edit. But yeah, we finally got a look at the VR headset, and it looks dope. I like it.
It does look really good. They've got that sort of inside-out tracking, again, same as the Oculus.
Yeah, it does look very... It's white as well, so it's very Oculus... Meta Quest, damn. We can't be calling it Oculus.
Oh, yeah.
They're not Oculus, it's Meta.
It's still technically an Oculus, but the Oculus Quest 2.
But yeah, it looks cool. It's one wire, so it'll be easier to set up. I don't know why the wire comes out the bottom, though. It would make more sense. I would rather have it come out the top, and then you can have your cable management system above you rather than on the floor.
You can still do your cable management above you.
Yeah, I know, but it would be like it will curve it up rather than it just being up. So you're going to damage the connector at some point.
Well, you still have to have it dangling down anyway, because you need to have a lot of slack. Otherwise...
Yeah, but I mean, it just... When you do eventually jerk it would jerk it.
I think it'd be fine. It's fine.
I wonder if they'll bring out a black version.
Maybe. I mean, you can just buy D-brand skins.
Because I feel those white controllers are going to get very dirty.
Yeah, you could definitely just buy D-brand skins.
I don't want to. I want to buy officially licensed PlayStation. But
But
it
then,
looks very nice. It's got
carrying on with
cam.
PlayStation news, PlayStation Plus Project Spartacus overhaul has been reportedly pretty close to launching.
Wow. I hate how you write these titles.
I didn't write them. That is literally copied from the...
Yeah, okay. Basically, this is PlayStation's attempt at making a Game Pass.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
what I
is
thought it was, yeah.
This is the pricing structure. So this has kind of been leaked, and it looks like it's going to be $10 a month, or $13 a month, or $16 a month, because it was a tiered system.
Yeah, so those are known as Essential, Extra, and Premium, respectively.
Yes. And I'm going to buy the top tier one, because I think the top tier one gets you everything, and I'm just going to be like, yes.
Or just all exclusive games.
Pretty much. And you get access to, I think, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3 and 4 titles.
Oh, really?
I think that's the rumor, at least. You'll get access to some. I don't think it'll be every, because there's no way they're going to emulate everything. But I imagine you'll be able to play, like, a lot of old PS3 games. Yeah. Reported the premium tier would include access to PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games alongside extended demos. So, yeah. But yeah, it isn't all of them, because it basically says premium classic games. So
do you not think it's a bit expensive? How much is the top tier Game Pass? Is that $25?
It's $16 at the highest, apparently, for whatever that is. I think Game Pass is like, I think Game Pass is like, I think Game Pass you can get like the top tier for $25.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Hang on, I'll Google how much it is.
And while we're talking on it, Activision Blizzard has been sued over Microsoft buyout by the shareholders, which is a bit interesting. Apparently, it's because they failed to create an independent committee composed of disinterested directors to run the sale process.
Yeah.
I think they're just maybe a bit upset by how much they bought it by, feeling like it should have been more.
Well, that's their fault for tanking their own stock, because they had sexism.
Yeah.
So I got the pricings. For console, it is $9.99 a month. It is for PC $9.99 a month, or you can get their ultimate one for $14.99 a month.
So it is a bit cheaper than that rumored PlayStation one.
Yeah, but that's only 2 options. Basically, you'll probably get like because it's $10, $13, and $16. So you're just paying like £2 more for PlayStation, but PlayStation has a better back catalog of games in terms of like exclusive stuff that you could play and a richer history. Because you got PS1, PS2, and PS3, whereas Xbox only has Xbox 360.
Yeah, maybe. But however, does that premium tier...
And you got the PSP games included in that as well.
Does that premium tier include PS Plus? Because Game Pass Ultimate includes Xbox Live.
Yeah, PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. It's basically going to phase those... I think it's rumored to basically replace those two.
Well, that's good. At least it's including that.
I think. This is all just rumors and speculations. We haven't actually got any official reporting on this. This is just like leaks of it.
No.
But I think it's essentially going to phase out PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus, and then just become their new service to compete with Game Pass.
I think that is enough for gaming news of the week, and we should move on to the weird, wacky, wonderful. And we're going to start off with Ukraine again. So apparently, That did not come out right. The Eurovision has backtracked as Russia will now be banned from performing at the contest. Yeah, so wasn't this to do with Eurovision at one point refused to ban Russia?
Well, they said they weren't going to ban them, and then they were like, everyone went, why the fuck are you not banning them? Yeah. But all it means is now we're going to lose even harder when we do Eurovision.
Yeah, because only the Russians vote for us, right?
Because if we'd let Russia be in it, they would have lost. But we would have only come second to last. But now we're going to come last. Because everyone in the EU, Eurovision thing hates us. Every year we lose. Yeah, but we would have had a chance to not lose.
However, FIFA has also been in the news for this, for not cancelling the Russian games, because I think the FIFA president is best friends with Putin.
Wasn't the FIFA thing like in... What was the one that was... that was the FIFA thing that everyone was upset about, because it was like one of the FIFA tournaments was going to be in a country that no one like wanted.
That's the next one. That's next year's World Cup. It's in Qatar.
That's the one.
You know, the great footballing nation of Qatar that has to be played in December because it's so hot.
Yeah, that's the one. See, I don't follow
Definitely
football.
No FIFA corruption there. No.
Yeah. And then also speaking of the Ukraine, video game footage was falsely presented as videos of Ukraine war. So this seems to happen a lot whenever like war happens, is news outlets just take video game footage as real footage, which is either a testament to how real video games are looking or just goes to show you how shit the news industry is.
I think it's a bit of both.
But yeah, it got taken from Arma 3, I think. It's
really? Like, Arma 3 doesn't even look that good.
No, it's just like, Arma 3. Doctored gameplay of realistic military game Arma 3 was reportedly used as a hoax news footage of combat in Ukraine. On Facebook and Twitter, these videos were pulled down, albeit after thousands of viewers had watched them. So it's basically people faked Arma 3 to look like news footage, and then people on Facebook and Twitter shared them thinking it was real footage. Yeah.
Oh dear. So stupid.
Also, fun fact about Ukraine, their president was an actor who played a president on a TV show and then got voted into power because he was a president.
He must have put in a good performance.
Yeah. I learned that recently. Also, he's doing a good job. Like
he is.
He's out there.
I love how he's not actually wearing a suit anymore. He's just wearing like a jumper.
Casual clothes. Yeah.
He was like, this is ridiculous. Like, what am I supposed to do?
I reckon he's way in over his head though, because he's an actor and it's like Donald Trump. It's like someone who's way over their head. And then last bit of weird, wacky, wonderful. A father accidentally shut down his town's whole internet in an effort to limit his kids' screen time.
That's so funny. To be honest, if you need to limit your kids' screen time in the first place, you're doing something wrong as an adult.
Yeah.
Like, also, why are you shutting down the internet to do so? Surely you need the internet as well.
Okay, so the unnamed dad tries to use a multi-wave band jammer to reportedly cut off the internet connection to his residence in the town of Message.
How does that happen? Just unplug it.
Thing is, jammers, which are illegal in France and also in the US, work by interfering with telecom communication signals, thus stifling connection. Despite their illegality, people still get arrested for using them pretty much all the time. So yeah, he
Oh,
basically got
dear.
a signal jammer and blocked his entire town's internet connection just so that he could try and stop his kids from looking on the internet and stuff like that. The man apparently admitted that he only wanted to cut off the connectivity to his house at night between the hours of midnight and 3 a.m., probably so his kids would put the phones down and just go to bed already. How old are his kids? If they're going to bed at like 12 and 3 a.m., that's my time.
I was going to say, surely that's like late teens, right? Or at least teenagers.
So the jamming device was powerful enough to cut the connectivity not just to his own resident, but unbeknownst to him, to those of many, many others in the surrounding areas. His neighbors eventually started reporting their outages, which after the government was forced to investigate the The man now faces up to 6 months in jail and a fine of 30,000 euros. Ouch, there's got to be an easier way to unplug than this, folks.
Yeah, once again,
yeah.
why did they not just want to unplug the internet?
Because he's an idiot, and he went on eBay and went, hey, look, how do I stop my kids playing on the internet? And then some Russian probably gave him this.
Oh, yes, use a jammer to block the signal from working.
Yeah, pay me this amount of money and I'll get you a device that will cut the internet to everywhere. And that's the weird, wacky, wonderful, Dan.
That is the weird, wacky, wonderful. That's quite funny. But let's move on to the tech time and science shenanigans, where a brain scans have shown a dying man that his life flashed before his eyes.
So brain scans on a dying man suggest his life flashed before his eyes.
What did I say?
You said it all like weirdly mixed up, and it made it seem like his life did flash before his eyes. It suggests that people's life flashes before their eyes.
Well, potato.
The paper. So when an 87-year-old man with bleeding between his skull and brain sought treatment at a Canadian hospital, the doctors, including, removed the clot. But 3 days later, the man developed seizures. I don't know where this is. This is the problem with like science ones. You never know where to jump about because it's all just legal, John. But yeah, describes a man who was connected to the brain scans when he suffered a heart attack and died. The scans, which had never been captured on a dying human before, showed the man experienced the types of brainwaves associated with memories, meditation, and dreaming right before and even about 15 seconds after his heart stopped beating. The findings range questions about when life really ends and may provide comfort to loved ones of the deceased. So it's basically just, we've never had a brain scan of someone who's died, like, properly, I think.
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit of a weird thing. It's like, oh yeah, let's just put some ECG probes to your head as you're about to die.
Yeah. So I think it's just like, oh, we got some activity after the brain had, like, his heart stopped. And so we got, like, readings of attachment to memory, which has led people to go, his life flashed before his eyes.
Well, I mean, people do say that, don't they?
Well,
so what?
I think people have come back from the dead and have seen, like, a white light and claimed it's God. Because...
Yeah. Or just say, like, the life flashed before their eyes.
Yeah, or like, yeah. I think something does happen, but whether or not... Because the fun question that I ask people is, your life could be flashing before your eyes right now, because you're dead.
That's what I say. That's
it's
what
just
I
all
before.
A memory. It's all just a memory, and you're just reliving it.
And you're like, what?
Wait, don't do that to me. I'm high right now.
You never know.
No. It's cool, though. I mean, I'd like to eventually find out if there's life after death. I just, at the moment, think we just live in a hole when we die.
Well, I've had sort of a weird theory by myself. Actually, this could be a great idea for TBOs. Different theories for life after death. Mm-hmm. But I thought, let's just say, for example, if you created a future where there was no death, right? There was no aging.
Yeah.
And you live forever. Eventually, you would get bored because you had done everything.
True.
So,
that's the immortal question of immortality is...
Yeah, so if you got bored and was like, okay, I can't do anything anymore, you'd probably create a simulation that you could go into where you could die or have the fear of death.
True.
So then we might all be in that simulation.
Maybe.
As not like as sort of like NPCs, as per se, but the people outside of the simulation, inside the simulation, trying to just live lives because they're bored. It's a good theory. Good theory.
Dan, the BBC reports exposure via chat apps used to group children.
Yeah. I was expecting this to happen sooner or later.
this lovely transition.
Yeah, lovely transition there. Thank you that much. I think that just proves that the VR chat apps need to have an age restriction.
I think everything which involves communication with people online needs an age restriction.
Yeah.
It won't stop people, but It's like those porn websites where they go, "Are you over 18? Yes or no." The dumbass child that presses no and just gets kicked out is like, "What are you doing?" Like, I don't fully agree with like the signing up for like credit cards and stuff like that to prove it, or like your ID or something. But there should be some form of verification that isn't so secured to your life. So like your ID or your, like, if it gets hacked into, it won't ruin you basically, but it still proves that you're this person.
I think just a good example is when you make a PlayStation account, you need to log in with your, you need to have a debit card, right? You need to put a debit card in.
Yeah.
To buy purchases. That would be the way of verifying you're 18. Okay, yeah, you can have a debit card when you're younger, but still, it's there.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just because porn websites probably, like, those things would probably
That's different, right? Whatever, I'm talking about games right now.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll do games.
If you just games, it's easy enough to do. Just don't make VR chat.
Yeah, but kids steal their parents' cards and stuff like that. Kids are stupid.
Yeah, but you can't stop that from happening.
True.
You can't stop it, right? That's the parents' fault at that point. That's not the kids' fault. That's the parents' fault.
Yeah, stop blaming developers and stuff. Like, they put age restrictions on these. Like,
yeah.
What is the age verification you need to be for?
Well, I think the problem is VR chat is not an 18 game, and it should be an 18 game.
Well, yeah, it's exposure to the people of the real world.
Yeah, it should be an 18 game. That's the bottom line for this.
I've done VR chat. It's a scary fucking game because people are weird.
Yeah, other than that, you can't do anything else, right? You just need to have that preventive measure saying, look, your kid's buying this game, it isn't 18, potentially bad things can happen. Simple as that. That's all you can do. May not be the best in the world. Of course, everyone buys Call of Duties when they're underage. Here's a fun fact. The only Call of Duty I ever got stopped for age for was the one I was like 2 weeks before I was 18. That's the only one ever. I bought 18 games when I was like 14 years old and it was fine. But no, 2 weeks before my 18th birthday, like, I've got any ID? I was like, what?
See, I just got my parents to buy it. I was just like, yeah, you can buy this 18 plus game, son. I was there in the store and the guy looked at me and was like, you know you can't play this, right? And my dad was like, yeah, it's not for him. And I was just there smiling. And he's just like, yeah, sure, whatever, fuck it. I warned you.
Yeah. I don't think Call of Duty is that bad for an 18. I really don't.
VR chat age rating. Right, so this is just a Reddit thread of people saying you need to be at least 16 plus.
Yeah, to be honest, I think Call of Duty should be 16. I don't know.
Okay, here you go. VR chat, you must be 13 or older to use VR chat services. It's YouTube level.
I still think that's too young. I think VR chat should be 18.
Well, YouTube, you're meant to be fucking 13 or older, and then they shouldn't. So that's the thing. YouTube is like 13 plus, but kids under 13 still watch it. Yeah,
but in all that, I still think VR chat is more dangerous.
Depends on how many conspiracy theory rabbit holes you go down.
Well, it's still,
talk to the crazy guy in the corner in VR chat, and you'll get all the conspiracy theories you like. Go to the furry world that I had to go to because someone invited me, and I was like, okay. And then I just got there, and it was a furry world, and it was just a bunch of people fucking in a corner. And I was like, okay, goodbye.
Anyway, let's move on. We've got some AI news this week. And first off, the EU and US have stalled on the regulation yet again for another year.
Yep. So AI has a year to take over. So this is basically
to be honest, we're still a long way away yet on AI.
Yeah, but this is meant to be like regulations to stop people from being able to do the thing that's going to make them take over. Because at the moment it's unregulated and there's no reason to stop people from doing it.
Yeah, it's only going to take one idiot to make an Ultron that goes, save humanity, and then realizing...
humanity is not worth saving.
Save the planet. Oh wait, it's humans causing the problems. Let's kill all humans.
Yeah, it's human. Let's just get rid of them. You suck. You have voted Donald Trump into power. You guys are idiots.
Yeah.
You let two idiots host a podcast and talk about the news. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah. And then carrying on the AI. AI has now mastered Gran Turismo.
Yeah, so they, I think this is Sony's AI unit, basically designed an AI to play Gran Turismo. And it does not know what any of the buttons or anything it's doing is. It's just trying to smashing into a wall, learn how to play. And so they then put it up against, like, people who actually play Gran Turismo. And I think it won, but it was doing things that the players who have played this game continuously didn't know or, like, understand why it was doing it. But they were like, it makes sense what it's doing, but I would never do that.
Yeah.
PlayStation. So yeah. Where is it? By Sony AI. So they created a program called Gran Turismo Sophie, which was able to win a race in Tokyo last October. So it was basically they trained it on race after race running multiple simulations of the game using a computer system connected to roughly 1,000 PlayStation 4 consoles.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big amount of PlayStation. If it was PlayStation 5s, I would be like, that's some person in a storage shed. That's some scammers just trying to do.
That's just a crypto miner.
It doesn't know what any of the controls do, and through trial and error, it learns that the accelerator makes it go forward and steering wheel turns left and right, and if it's doing the right thing by going forward, then it gets a little bit of a reward. It takes about an hour for the agent to learn to drive around a track. It takes about 4 hours to become as good as the average human driver. It takes 24 to 48 hours to be as good as the top 1% of the drivers who play the game. And after another 10 days, it can finally run toe-to-toe with the very best humanity has to offer.
However, that's all well and good, but it can only do that one thing.
Yeah. That's the thing with AI. It's like you can teach it one thing and it will get really, really good at it.
But it's one thing and it can't be adapted to any other thing.
Well, that's why like the singularity is when AI knows everything.
Yeah.
Like it can do everything. Like once you combine all the AIs together and it can do the one singular thing and it can do everything that a human can do. Better, faster, stronger. All of that. That's when it gets scary.
I still think AI is a long way off and I don't think that would ever happen.
So, as it turns out, the Sophie actually is doing things that race car drivers would consider to be very intelligent, making maneuvers that it would take a human race car driver a career to pull off some of the repertoire at just the right moment. I don't know if that's right. But yeah, it's like it was doing things that people wouldn't expect to or know how to do, but it was doing them like perfectly. It's just crazy. Just goes to show you, if you put hard work and dedication, a robot will still be better than you in every aspect of life.
Yeah, but only for that one map. I imagine that's only one racetrack it works for.
Probably. Well, no, I think it put it on a different couple maps. I think it just had to learn
maybe a couple, but my point is there'll be a set range of maps.
Yeah, but it will learn it, Dan. And then by the next time you play it, it will be better than you. Whereas you'd have to play out. How long did it take you to do Rocket League, Dan?
26 days to get in like the top 50%.
See, this thing would take 1 day and it would beat you.
Yay. I don't know, actually. Rocket League's a lot more challenging.
I reckon.
I don't think it would. Because racetracks at the end of the day is a lot more simple, right? You just got a simple route to follow and there is an optimal way of doing it. Whereas Rocket League changes depending on who you're playing against. It's like an actual sport.
Okay. AI.
Depending on who your opponent is. To be honest, you can still get them to be very good, but I still think it wouldn't win against a player.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's the thing. The bots in Rocket League are basically what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. They suck because they don't know. They can't predict what players are doing.
Someone made a bot, though, that can play in the Diamond League.
Yeah, but that's about
Someone tweaked the... yeah.
And even then,
that's
imagine
better
a lot
than
of
I
Diamond
can
players.
Play. Huh? That's better than what I can play.
I'm in Diamond.
Congratulations. I'm not. I don't play the game enough and care enough.
And then our final AI news is the US Copyright Office says AI cannot copyright its own art. Which is such. Yeah. That's prejudice to AIs.
But yeah, it was. I think someone tried to copy an AI tried to copy its artwork, and then they were like, "No." A 29 ruling against Stephen Thaler, who tried to copyright a picture on behalf of an algorithm he dubbed Creativity Machine. The board found that Fowler's AI-created image didn't include an element of human authorship and necessary standard, it said, for protection. So, yeah, you need a human element to be able to copyright something. Creative Machine's work seen above is named A Recent Entrance to Paradise. It's part of a series of Fowler has described as a simulated near-death experience in which an algorithm repossesses pictures to create hallucinatory images and fictional narrative about the afterlife. Crucially, the AI is supposed to do this with extremely minimal human intervention, which has proven a deal breaker for the Copyright Office. So, yeah. Basically,
I feel like it should be copyrightable to the person who made the AI.
Yeah, but he tried to copyright it under the AI, not the person.
Well, yeah, of course it's not going to work. It's like trying to copyright That's like trying to copyright a window frame for being art when you throw a brick into it, saying the brick made the art.
Did though, didn't it?
It's the same argument. It's like, well, it can't be the brick because the brick didn't do it. Who did it?
As it notes, copyright law doesn't directly outline rules for non-humans, but courts have taken a dim view on claims that animals or divine beings can take advantage of copyright protection. A 1997 decision that says that a book of supposed divine revelations, for instance, could be protected if there was, again, supposedly an element of human arrangement and curation. More recently, a court found that a monkey cannot sue for copyright infringement. The courts have been consistent in finding that non-human expression is ineligible for copyright protection.
And then
okay, hang on. This doesn't necessarily mean that any art with an AI component is ineligible. So
I think it just needs to be copyrighted by the person who made the AI.
Yeah, not the AI.
It's like
but
saying,
I like the fact that they blocked a monkey from being able to get copyright.
That is quite funny. Because a monkey did make it. I suppose it'd be the owner of the monkey.
What about those elephants that paint with their trunks?
It'd probably be the owner of the elephant.
Yeah. How you? Maybe.
At the end of the day, you can think of it as the elephant is the tool of the owner.
Oh, don't say that.
I know that's a really bad way of saying it, but that is how the court would see it.
That poor slave monkey.
That's how the court would see it. Unless it's made in the wild. But then again, anything made in the wild is not copyrightable either.
What was the monkey selfie? You know, the monkey that stole some dude's camera, took a selfie, and then it went really viral and it won like an award and stuff like that. And then I think the person tried to copyright the photo, and they said they said it belonged to the monkey. I thought
that's not going to hold.
No, I thought they said that it belonged to the monkey. Like the courts decided that the monkey would be.
Oh, really?
That's what I thought happened. I don't know. I might be misremembering, but that's why I was like, yeah.
And then our final news topic of the week is Facebook has now lost $500 billion since rebranding to Meta.
Yep. The most expensive rename in existence.
I'm not sure that's all caused by the Meta rename. I think it's also to do with the fact that Facebook lost users.
Yeah. Apple blocking them from stealing data, basically.
Yeah, that's another big thing.
The EU cracking down on it. Facebook just being a horrible company. Yeah, but that's just an insane amount of money.
That is a lot. That most people will never
4 months?
see.
When did Facebook change to Meta? Like 4 months ago?
Wasn't that long ago? Yeah.
We covered it, so it's not that old.
Yeah, can't be. But anyway, that is it for the Tech Time news and silent shenanigans. Anything you'd like to recommend and recommend don't?
If you somehow earn $1 million a year, it'd take you 5,000 working years to get the amount of money that has leaked out of the company over the past 5 months. There you go.
Well, yeah, okay, well done. That's easy mouse. What would you like to recommend?
I was just saying it came out 5 months.
What would you like to recommend?
Yeah. I haven't watched anything, I don't think.
Or anything I don't want to recommend, don't
recommend people play The Witness, which is a puzzle game.
Yes, okay.
I played that recently again.
I'm confused because that's also mentioned in Witch Queen.
What, The Witness?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure you got to that point. I'm pretty, they did, yeah, they mentioned it, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm playing The Witness.
I played that. I did.
Yeah, I recommend The Witness. It's fun. I finally solved one of the puzzles I got stuck on, and that's why I left the game, so...
Well, I'm not going to recommend anything, but I'm going to not recommend Windows because I have had a terrible time with Windows this week. I went to log into my computer and everything just wouldn't boot up and I had to reinstall Windows. And I lost everything, so yeah, Windows sucks.
Well, if you listen to the podcast, you can see my experience with Windows live.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for listening. That has been another episode over and done with. Please leave a like, review, share, anything.
Check our link tree. I like promoting it.
Check Danny's link tree. He loves it so much. Anything you do can help the podcast and go help the people of Ukraine. But thank you for listening and we'll see you next week.
Bye.